Hey folks, Dave here. Hopefully your Monday is going well for you. It's been okay over here. I do have to go into work tonight, but I'm going to slip in some football here today as I'm going to play some game-winning drive. I'm going to take a look at the Boston Patriots of 1970. They were not that good. The Boston Patriots of 1970. But what we're going to do is we're going to play a couple games tonight. I don't know, see how fast it goes. I set up a couple of score sheets here that we can do. And let's try to have some fun here. Now, the first game here, they actually won. They only won 2 games. They were 2-12 that year. But this opening day game, they did win against the Miami Dolphins. So let's get down to it and start rolling some dice, shall we? So we got our overhead camera here. There's our score sheet ready to go. There's our light reflecting off of everything here. So move that out of your way. All righty. So, yeah, that's what we got going on right here. We have the Miami Dolphins at the Boston Patriots. And here's all my pertinent information that we're going to do. Again, how this game plays is teams have ratings here. All righty. And so this is a really fun game. Hi, Barbara. All's good over here. We had an earthquake today, by the way. I was sitting here in Studio B, and I was working on the computer doing something for one of the leagues. And all of a sudden, it felt like a truck went by. But it wouldn't stop. I'm like, what's up with that? And then I says, it's got to be my furnace. Maybe the furnace kicked in, and sometimes it rumbles. And I was like, oh, that sounds terrible. If my furnace sounds like that. And so what I ended up doing is I'm going to change my thing here. Hang on a sec. Oh, wrong one here. Sorry about that. I should have been more prepared. I want to just brighten this up a little bit. There we go. And then and it wasn't the furnace, so I ran upstairs to see if there was a helicopter or a plane going overhead, and it was and it stopped. I was like, okay, so whatever it is stopped. I thought maybe they was doing construction on the highway. I don't know. And I come downstairs and I was on Facebook, and someone in the next town over goes, "Did anybody hear that?" And 177 responses were like, yeah, we heard that. And usually people are joking around. They're saying oh, it was a coyote or what. And the people, being wise asses. No one was being a wise ass on this one. And then finally someone posted that there was an earthquake right off the coast of Maine. And it shook all the way down here. Imagine that up in Maine. And it shook down here in the Boston area. It's unbelievable. Yeah, then Barbara heard about it. She's trying to call me. She couldn't get a hold of me, so she didn't know what to think. But yeah, we were okay. It just was weird. Very, very strange. So Barbara comes by, DB comes by. And so how this game plays if you've never played it, okay? Basically, all right, let me get my 2 teams out here. I'll get my Boston team. And I really like how this looks here. This is kind of like one of my first drive-by-drive games, so I always go back to it. So what you do is it's 11-66 in the dice roll. So Miami, they're scoring. They start with 11-31, and then it's called turnover, but it's basically just called this either turnover or not scoring. All right. So you're gonna roll the dice. 11-31, you'll score. 32-36, you won't score, and you'll either fumble it, punt it, intercept it, have an interception, punt it, or miss the field goal. And that's kind of how it works. And then you have some numbers down here, so you can possibly return punts and kickoffs and things like that. And you can also return an interception for a touchdown as well. So it's kind of a simplified version of the game. Now, this number here is modified by Boston. Okay, so if I look at Boston, their defensive adjustment is +2. So this 11-31 is going to increase by 2 on this end, so they'll have more chances to score. So that will be 11-33, and that'll bump up the non-scoring and the turnovers to 34-66 if you follow that. For Boston, they're not that good, so their scoring is only 11-23, and we're going to subtract 2 when we play Miami. So that 11-23 turns into 11-21, and then anything from 22-66, it's either a turnover or a punt or a missed field goal. And then you break down, if you score, it breaks it down by touchdowns and field goals, and turnovers are broken down by, by turnovers like fumbles and interceptions and punts and missed field goals as well. So that's how the game plays. It takes about 5 minutes to set up the score sheet. You know, you gotta once you get in the groove, they set up pretty quick, but it does take about 5 minutes to set up the score sheet. Each team gets 10 drives a game, I believe it is. So you got the home team. Again, first quarter, there's 5 drives. Second quarter, 5 drives. Third, 5. And in the fourth, 5. So it always starts with the home team and ends with the home team is what it is. So, yeah, let's play. So we're going to start with the Patriots on the first drive. All righty. I would like to start with a visitor, but they're going to start with the home team. So visitor kicks off to the home team. Now, there's no chance for a kick return. All right. It says 0 here. So we're just going to roll the dice. Again, I'm rolling, but this doesn't count, by the way. So this is how the dice rolls go. I should have counted it because it breaks down. That's the first roll. That's the second roll. So that would have been a score, and it would have been a field goal if you follow that. So 11-21, that's where this falls in, and 64 would have been a field goal. But because I said that didn't count, it can't count, and we're going to continue on here. Alrighty, so let's get going here. So it's the Dolphins and the Patriots. Game 1, 1970. So I'm going to roll the dice here, and that'll be a 51 and a 46. So a 51 falls into turnover, and a 46 is intercepted. So that is intercepted. So Boston is going to be intercepted on their first drive. Now, over here, if I roll 11 on an interception, they return it for a touchdown. If I roll a 12, then the second dice roll has to be a 42. Anything above a 12 doesn't matter. So that's kind of how this breaks down. So 11 on the red and white's a touchdown, a pick 6. A 12, I need a 42 or less. And it's a 62, so it doesn't matter. All right, so Jim Cap is picked off, and that'll be the first turnover of the game. Let me try to adjust my camera a little bit here. Here we go. All right, so it's going to be Miami ball, and this is their first drive. Again, 11-33 is the score. You can see they're only 11-21, so Miami has a – and Boston won this game too, but I'm pretty sure that Miami's going to win this. So I got a 33, so that's right on the edge, but that will be a score. And a 56 is a TD pass. Okay. So Miami gets a TD pass, and they're on the board. And the extra point is 11-66. What I do, I don't like to have anything automatic in this game. So what I do is I say if I roll a 66 and then another 66, the kick is the extra point is no good. So they made all their extra points, but I factored in a homebrew rule. So if I roll all 6s, it's no good. No, the kick is good. Alrighty, so the extra point is good, and so the score is 7-0 for Miami after the touchdown pass. So they will kick off to Boston. Boston cannot return anything for a punt or a kickoff, so they will just get the ball normally, as you will. AP stops by. Hi, AP. Playing one of my favorite drive-by-drive games. I shouldn't say it's one of my favorites. One of the first I ever played, so I always go back to it because I'm comfortable with it, you know. All righty, so, and a 64, so that's way out of range, so that'll be a turnover. And a 21 is going to be a punt, okay, if you follow that. So, again, it's the first roll is here, and the second roll is here, so we're going to punt it away. So, down 7-0, Boston will punt it away. Now, Miami can return a punt with an 11 or a 12 and then 21 or less is kind of how that breaks down. All righty, oh, there we go. Well, I got my new mat in today. I'm not sure if I like it or not. It's just kind of a green map, but I do like the color green compared to the other one. All right, here we go. So Miami trying to return this. So we need a punt return 11-12. Nope. So that's a 64. So we don't even need to check the other dice. All right. So Miami ball here in the first quarter, leading 7-0 in Miami. Oh, they will score again because that's an 11-33, and a 42 is a TD pass this time. So Miami running it up on New England. They could be 0 and whatever, 14. Is that what it is? They could be 0 and 14. And the extra point, again, need all 6s is good. I need all 6s to miss. So 14-0. Miami goes right down and scores for their first 2 possessions. All righty. So New England ball, Boston ball, and I need a 21. I got a 22. So that would be a turnover. And a 46 is intercepted again. So Cap is intercepted again. So a punt and 2 picks. Again, interception return is almost the same as the punt return. So let's see if I get the 11 or the 12. No, I got a 61. So that'll be. Oh, one thing I did forget about too is after an interception or a fumble, you add 6 to this. So that 11 to 33 would be 11 to 43. So I did forget that, but they still scored anyway. So we'll have to do that. So at the end of one, so that's the end of the first quarter, Miami leads this 14 to absolutely nothing. So it's going to be Miami ball, and because of the interception, that bumps up. I did forget that, but again, it hadn't mattered because after that interception, they scored anyway. So anytime you get a fumble and interception, you increase this basically by 10, so that's a 43. So 11 to 43 for Miami, start the second quarter. And, it's a 53, so good defense by Boston will force a 32, and that will be a punt. So Miami will punt this away to start the second quarter. And that's going to be Boston ball now, and they cannot return the punt, so they will just get the ball. Does Excel game-winning drive an Excel helper? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It's actually a decent one, too. If you put in all the ratings for the teams, it kind of helps you set up the score sheet a little bit. I use it once in a while, but I prefer the dice method here. I do. It takes, like I say, it takes a few minutes to set up, but it takes a lot longer to set up the Excel sheet, with all the teams, and you plug them in. And I had various results, mixed results, let's just say, with that. All right, Boston ball. Can they get back in this one? No, that's a 63, so they're going to turn this over with a 44, and that's intercepted again. 3 interceptions for Miami. And let's see if they can return this for a touchdown. And no, they do not, because the 25 is not 11 to 12. So Miami ball again after the interception. Looks like we're playing some ref ball here today. So let's see how Miami does. Again, we're going to be adding 10, so that's a 43. And 46, they just missed it. So we're going to come down here, and a 33 is a punt. So Miami will punt it away in a 14-0 game. Boston's last. They can't return a punt, so it's going to be their last possession of the half. And a 56 is going to be way out of range. And a 34 is, it's a punt. Almost a picked off, but it's going to be a punt. So Boston punts. Now Miami gets it, and they can try to get the punt return. Oh, you got to be kidding me here. Every single stream I drop a die. Every single one. That's why people use ball roller. And they do not return it because the 63 is too high. All right, so Miami ball. They'll wind up with this possession here to end the first half. And the 26 is another score. And a 25 is a TD run. So they are crushing New England here with a TD run. And again, the only way they miss the extra point is with all 6s. Yeah, and they get the extra point. Extra point is good. So 21-0 here at the half. Not a good opening day for New England whatsoever. So Miami will take it here to start the second half. And a 45 is over here. And a 64 is a missed field goal. So Miami misses the field goal. And there is a way to determine that by using the other one there. So that's going to be a 20. That's a 30-yard field goal. Misses a 30-yard field goal. All right, so it's going to be Boston ball here. And 24, I'm sorry, that's a 42. That's way out of range, and a 66, and they're going to miss a field goal. And that field goal is going to be 8 and 12, 20. That's only a 20-yard field goal. So Boston misses a 20-yard field goal, and Miami gets the ball back. 21-0 for the Finns. Here we go. 64 is out of range, and a 21 is going to be a punt. So Miami with the punt. New England cannot return it. That's one thing I do sometimes. I forget to check for punt returns and kick returns. In fact, I should have checked for a kick return at the half, and that's one thing I didn't do. Because if they get an 11 and then 53 or less, they return a kick. So I forgot that too. But again, it's kind of not mattering because they're getting smoked. Game-winning drive does have a couple CFL seasons. Not many, but they do have a couple. In fact, I bought one, and I'll show that off here on the channel. I just got to figure out how to play because it's a little different. It is a little different than this American version. Not too bad, but it is a little different. All right, so Boston ball here. And a 35 is, well, that's out of range. And a 24 is a punt. So Boston will punt again. All right, now I need to check for the punt return. I keep forgetting to check for returns. Nope. All right, so Miami ball. This will end the third quarter. And a 16, that's good. And a 66 is a field goal. And that field goal is 18 yards. So they got a field goal of 18 yards. And the score is now 24 to absolutely nothing. And that'll end the third quarter. And there it is. 24-0 for Miami. All right, so Boston cannot return a kickoff, so we don't even worry about it. And they finally will cash in. All right, Cap comes through. 45 is a TD pass. So Boston gets a TD pass, and they're on the board here. Opening day at home. A TD pass. Let me see the extra point. It didn't have an extra point in there. It's kind of weird, so I figured it'd be 11 to 63 and 63, so we'll call it good. We'll call the extra point good. And it's 24-7. Still, I don't think they can come back. They don't have enough possession. That's the only thing about this game here is just with the possessions, you kind of know who's going to win at some point. All right, let's check the kick return. Do we get an 11? Nope, we don't. So it's going to just be Miami ball. 55 is going to be a turnover, and a 26 is going to be a punt. So Miami will punt this back to Boston. So Boston with 2 drives left really can't do anything here as far as winning the game. They will score, though. Still making a good attempt, and that's going to be a TD run. So Cap having a good second half here. And again, 63 is the extra point, and 46 is good, so the extra point is good. And, boy, they're coming back now, 24-14, a little late. A little late here, so they get 2 touchdowns here in the fourth quarter. So they will kick off an 11. No, a 14, so it's not going to be a kickoff return. So Miami ball. This will be their last possession. And Miami with a 12, they will score again. And a 15 is a touchdown run. So Miami getting it done here on the TD run. Again, the only miss is all 6s. Nope, they will get it. And the extra point is good. So they will go up now 31-14. And Boston's last drive is a 32 and a 56. And they will kick that away. And that will end the game. So, in this fourth quarter, New England gets 14 points. And they will get a total of 14. Miami gets the 7. And that brings them up to 7. And it's 31-14. That is our final here against the Dolphins. So Patriots now are 0-1. So that's the one game they did win to start the season, and they lost it. All righty. Up next, we have the Jets. Jets come in. The first 3 games are in Boston or Harvard or whatever they played. So they got all 3 home games. And again, the Jets cannot return a punt or a kick. And they again, I'm using the same 66 roll. You got to roll all 6s to miss it. And interceptions 11-14. All right. So we can't. No one can kick it off. So it's going to be Boston ball. So Boston ball first. Here we go. We got a 65, so that's going to be a turnover, and a 56 is going to be a punt. So Boston will punt it away. There's no punt return, so it's going to be Jets ball. And a 56, they need a 31, so it's going to be a turnover, and a 33 is intercepted. All right, so the Jets are going to have an interception here. Now, they can't return it. So it's just going to be Boston ball, but we're going to bump that up to 11-33. And again, these numbers change because you're playing different teams, so they will not be the same when you play other teams. So, I mean, again, if we look at the score sheet here, the scoring was 11-21, but they're playing the Jets 11-23, so the Jets obviously are not as good as a team as Miami was. All right, so Boston 11-33, and a 46, they will not get it. A 54 is a punt. So Boston has to punt it away, and it's going to be New York ball now here in the first quarter. A 25, they will score on the 25. And a 53 is a TD pass. That's a 55, actually, right there. So a TD pass by the Jets. A TD pass. I'm going to assume extra point good here, but I do like the roll. Good. Yep. All right, so the extra point is good. And it's 7-0 Jets. All right, Boston gets the ball here. This is their last drive of the first quarter. Was that Namath? Was Namath there in 70? I think he was, right? Because he won a Super Bowl in 68, was it? All right, Boston ball. Ooh, they will score easily. And that's going to be a TD pass. So Cap tying the game here if they can get this extra point. Again, extra point. I'm going to go 11-63, and that is good with a 34. So extra point is good. So New England will tie it here. That's the end of one. And it's 7-7. We got a game here. Go Pats, says P-Jet. Yeah. Oh, P-Jet, by the way, I don't know if it's the intonation or not on that guitar. I don't know how to fix it if it is. So if it doesn't work, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't like to work on guitars. I'd rather just sell them, get another one. Hopefully it works. I used to be able to do that stuff. I never was very good at it, by the way. Alrighty, so what do we have here? We got New York ball to start the second quarter. All right, New York ball. Here we go. A 52 is going to be a turnover, and a 14 is a fumble. A fumble. So New York fumbles the ball, and that's the second turnover. So the Jets, an interception, a TD pass, and a fumble. And so Boston has it in great field position to try to take the lead here. Again, so now it's 11-33. And, oh, look at that. That extra point would have been no good. All sixes. So that's going to come all the way down here. And they're going to miss the field goal, and that's going to be 36, and that's going to be a 48-yard try. That's the maximum, man, because you multiply that. That's 36, and 12 is 48. So it's going to be a missed field goal from 48. That's the longest kick you can make, pretty much, you know. The intonation is adjusting the screws at the bridge, moving the bridge slightly forward or backward until the 12th fret matches the open string. Okay. Maybe I'll look at a video on that. All right, so they missed the field goal. So New York ball here in the second quarter. 7-7 to score. Individual adjustments for each string. Okay. So I got a 21, and that'll be a score, and a 63 is a field goal. And that'll be 3 and 9. Oh, a 12-yard field goal? Really? It's going to be a field goal of 12 yards, it looks like. I suppose I could add the 7 to that. Well, no, you wouldn't actually, because if the kick was, if the goalpost was right there, yeah, so that's going to be good. So 10-7. All right, so last drive of the half here for Boston, down 10-7 to the Jets. And a 44, that's going to be terrible. And a 52 is almost intercepted. They will punt this away. And again, there's no punt return, so it's just going to be New York ball, and this will end the first half, this drive right here. See if the Patriots can hold them. Yes, they do. And a 22 is a punt. So the Jets will punt it away. And that'll end the first half. So the Jets get a field goal, and they lead this 10-7. It's a little bit better game. All right, so the Jets will start off here. And a 63, that's going to be a turnover, and a 41 is a punt for the Jets. So the Jets will punt this away. Boston ball in the 10-7 game. And they will not score all fives, huh? That's going to be a punt. Would have been a good Yahtzee score. I got to try that game that ID showed me last night. That looked kind of fun. It looked very similar to what I was playing. I'm going to order that off a drive-through. So that gives me an excuse to get that WHA season, too. New York ball here, third quarter. 46 is out of range. And a 44, they will punt that away, too. So a lot of punts here to start off this third quarter. Boston ball, trailing 10-7. Let me give it a good shake. 62 is out of range, a 65, and that's going to be a punt. So it's been a very boring third quarter here as the Jets take over. Yeah, some WHA bones on the channel. Yeah. I was looking at the rosters because you can see the rosters on drive-thru, and there's a lot of NHL players in that year. Not a lot of name guys, but guys that I've heard of. All right, Jets ball, and they will score. They will drive it down, and on the 13, that's a touchdown run for the Jets. All righty, and then unless I roll all sixes, they will take a nice big lead here. They do. They take the lead. So the extra point is good. So the Jets increase the lead to 17-7 at the end of 3. So that's the only score of the period. And so we go to the fourth quarter. The Boston Patriots facing 0-2 right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they went winless. So here we go. Boston, nope, that's out of range. As far as scoring, a 65 is a punt. So Boston would punt. New York ball here in the fourth quarter. A 61 is out of range, and a 55 is they will have a punt too. It's kind of a boring game here. All right, Boston ball here. They get 2 possessions left. They need to get scores on both of them. Nope, they won't. And a 25 is a punt. So nothing going here for Boston here in the fourth quarter, or the entire second half. A 15, that'll be a score for the Jets, and a 56 is a field goal, and that'll be 5, 10, 16-yard field goal. Is that right? I think that's how they said it. Thought they said to multiply these and then add these. So 16-yard field goal makes it 20-7. And Boston's last possession, unless they score a touchdown, then they can go for the onside kick. But 64, no, and a 52, they will have to just kick that away. And that'll be our final score. So the Jets pick up, let me see here. So that was third quarter. So they got a field goal. That's it, right? A field goal. And they will win 20-7. So New England is 0-2. And we'll do one more before I got to get ready for work. And then we'll recap the scoring. Or the scores. I'm not going to do any individuals. The last game, Baltimore. Baltimore comes into town. And this is not going to be good. And they can do all kinds of stuff over here. So we'll start with Boston. We'll go BO for Boston and BA for Baltimore. How about that? Carrie B comes by. Hi, bud. Good to see you here as we play some game-winning drive and start playing the 1970 season. Don't know why I'm so hooked on that, Old Colts and old Pats. Yeah, right? I don't know why I'm so hooked on 1970. Tony B, when does the fourth down rating come into effect? So what happens in the fourth down rating is I think it's your last possession of the game. And you got to be trailing by 7 or less. And if you get a field goal, you can cash in that field goal to go for a touchdown. So let's just say, the Pats are down by 6, and their last drive, I get a field goal. I can say I'm going to forget the field goal, and I'm going for it on fourth down. So what I would do is I would look at my scoring range. I'd factor in the fourth down range of Baltimore, which was -2. So I put it on the Patriots side. So my scoring range would be 11-16. Okay, because you subtract 2 from 22, so it's 21, then 16. So I'd roll the dice. If I get 11-16, I get the touchdown on fourth down by going for it. Anything else, and I don't get it, is what it would be. So for Baltimore, because New England defense was so bad, I would add 6. So if they went for it on fourth down late in the game, This would be what, 34, 35, 36, 41, 42, 43. So, yeah, so it would be 11 to 43. So that's kind of how that comes into effect. You only can use it in the fourth quarter, and I think you're only supposed to use it on your last possession if you're down by 7. I suppose you could use it any time as a homebrew rule, but that's kind of how that works. And Joshua comes in. This is going to bring me back to your childhood. You used to go to the Patriots games. Oh, I'm sorry, because they're terrible in 1970, so I'm sorry you had to go to some bad games. But we're doing what we can here. All righty, so Boston ball, they're taking on the Baltimore Colts. We're 0-2 to start the season. We could have a winless season here. This could be the new 76 Buccaneers. So, yeah, they were terrible. I was watching some videos on YouTube, the 1970, like This Week in Football, with Pat Summerall, Tom Brookshy. So that's what got me hooked on this. So I got this. Spoiler alert, I got 1970 coming for APA. So I'll be playing some APA 1970 as well. There's just so many good names. I was like, man, I need to play some of these guys here. This is football history, 1970. A little before my time, but, boy, there's so many names that I do want to get on the table. Some bad guys, too, on the table. We talked about that this weekend. All right, so what's Boston going to do? 11 to 22. Oh, it's a 16. Oh, they score. Nice. And a 26 is, they'll get a field goal. So that'll be 6, 12, 14-yard field goal. So they snuggle it up, and Boston will get a field goal. And I think it's only 14 yards. And so it's 3-0 for the Patriots as they start off. So now they do get a kick return. Okay. The new Buccaneers. Yeah, so I need to get an 11 for the kick return to be good, and no, I don't. Okay. So I got to remember to kind of do that. All right, so it's going to be Baltimore ball now, so B-O and B-A. So Baltimore's got an 11-33. And no, the defense holds them off, and a 15 is a fumble. Oh, the Colts fumble. Baltimore fumbles the ball. And Boston. I'm going to say New England the entire time. So Boston gets it. Now they cannot return a fumble. But they will bump this up by 10 to 32. So it's 11 to 32. Can they stop pulling the upset here? No, 52. And a 55 is a punt. So Boston will have to kick this one away. Now they can return it. So let me make sure that I roll for my return. They would need an 11 straight up. So just an 11. And they got half of that. All righty. Here we go. All right, so 11 to 33 for Baltimore. 25 is that's in range, so they will score. And a 51 is a TD pass. So was that Burt Jones? So a TD pass. And their PAT is 11 to 65 with some help. And they get the 44, so that'll be good. So the PAT is good. So extra point is good. So it's 7 to 3 now. And this will be the last possession here of the first quarter. Colts lead 7 to 3. Boston will get it. 64 is out of range. A 33 is a punt. So Boston will hit the punt. Let's check the return. And again, how this game does it, if you get the return, that's your drive. That's your drive. So the punt return 11, 41, no. All right, so Baltimore ball in the second. So the score after 1, it is Baltimore 7 and New England 3. So Baltimore ball. Gandalf says, I love the 70 seasons as well. Boston had some great names. Antoine Chajunski and Joe Kapp. Yeah, I didn't realize Joe Kapp played for Boston. So when I saw that and a few other names, Dempsey, the longest field goal with New Orleans, Billy Kilmer on New Orleans. So my first game will be New Orleans. I got to play Tom Dempsey. I just do. I have to play Tom Dempsey. I just always loved that field goal as a kid. I really did. All right, so Baltimore ball here, leading 7 to 3. And, a 66 is no good. A 35, that's intercepted again. Another turnover. Well, intercepted. It's a turnover here on the 35. So they got a fumble and an interception. So Boston ball here. And they have good field position, so it's going to be 11 to 32. Can they cash in? 11 to 32. Oh, it's a 55. And a 53. They will have to punt that away. Bad rolls here for Boston. Let's check the punt return. I don't want to forget that. Now, that's a straight-up 11, so all I need is this, and that is no good. Yeah, did you realize that they created a rule in the NFL that you couldn't use special shoes like that. So that basically made it, Tom Dempsey couldn't kick anymore in the league because he had to use a regular shoe. And so that ended that. Yeah, they did that. Yes, this is Downey Games. Game-winning drive. All right, so Baltimore ball leading 7-3. And a 26. That will be a score. And a 51 over here will be a TD pass. So they will cash in again. And Boston is well on its way to an 0-3 start. The extra point is good. 14-3 now. And Boston ball. This will be their last possession of the half. They'd like to at least get a field goal out of this. And nope. A 56 is going to be a punt. So that 55 is out of range. That puts us over here. And that'll be another punt. All right, let's check the punt return. If it's an 11. Nope. All right, so Baltimore ball here. And they'll finish out the first half. 66, they're going to miss that one at 23. That'll be a punt, and that'll end the first half. So the score, after one, it's 14-3. So Baltimore picks up a touchdown in the second, and New England gets absolutely nothing. So 14-3 as we go into the second half. So though Baltimore's going to get it now, they will have a chance for a kick return. So let's check the 11. Nope. All right, so they don't not return it for a touchdown, so Baltimore ball. Again, 11-33. Nope, that's out of range, and a 65. It's going to be a missed field goal. So it's going to be 24 and 11, 33. So they're going to miss that. So it's going to be a missed field goal from 33 yards out. So Boston dodges a bullet with that missed field goal. How many pages to print if you buy the PDF for this season? Well, you need a score sheet. I brought this in and just kind of dolled it up a little bit, but you need the score sheet, so that's one page. And just, well, I have the season right here, actually. It's 4 teams a page. 4 teams a page. Okay, so just do the math. So, and I think one of my pages here, has only 2 teams. You see that? So I got... So whatever the math is, it's 4 teams a page. So divide the teams by 4, and that's how many pages. And then I don't even think you don't even need the instructions. There's really no other charts. It's just the score sheet and the teams. You don't even need to print out the teams because once you have the ratings, you can just fill this out by looking at the computer screen. So you don't even need to print them out. I print them out because I like to show them off and when I describe it, it's easier to have them here than on the screen. But if you just play, like if I was playing myself, I might not even print them out. I like to because I love this. I love how it looks. I love the colors and the logo. I mean, I print them out because I like to look at them. That's just me. I'm a very visual guy with this kind of stuff. But you wouldn't have to. All you would need is the score sheet. And there's an electronic score sheet, I think. I don't know if it comes with the zip file or not, or if it's on the website. But there's a game-winning drive helper out there, so you could do everything on the computer if you wanted to. Yeah, they do look real nice. I agree. I do like that. I also got 1970 for Solitaire Pro Football, so I need to get that back on the channel too. That was fun. So I want to thank Mike for that. And I got Chuck at the Super Bowl set for game-winning. Solitaire Pro Football, and he said some of the ratings and some of the teams were pretty good, so he can't wait to play some of that. All right, Boston ball. They're trailing 14-3 at home, and a 44 is out of range, and a 55 will be a punt. So it's just been a field goal and then punt city. All right, let's check to see if they're going to return this punt. Again, it's an 11 straight up because it's right there, an 11. And no, they don't return it. So look at it. Ed comes by. Hi, Ed. Yes, isn't it a fantastic game? I really like this. It was like my first Downey game, and it just kind of stuck with me. And there's a lot of great drive-by-drive games. The Al Wilson game, and Mike in the truck with family football, and Turnbull's got his game, which was a drive time. And Momentum was another Downey game that I really liked. But I always just come back to this one. I don't know why. just come back to this one. It was my first. So, I've never played the Mud to Glory. I don't think. Is that the Shavini game? Shavini had one that I played. I don't know if it's drive-by-drive, though. All right, Baltimore ball, and they will score with the 11, and a 46 is a TD pass, so they're running away with it now. So a TD pass, 11-65 is good for the extra point, and that is good. So the extra point is good, and now it's 21-3 here in the third quarter, and things are looking bleak for our Patriots. 1940 and 74 WFL are great sets. Interesting, okay. Oh, that's the World Football League, 74, right? All right, so Boston ball, 32, nope, out of range, and a 41, intercepted. So Joe Cap is intercepted. Now they can get a touchdown return here. Ooh, if I roll low, they're going to get it. 11-14, and they score, and nope, they don't. They don't. All righty, so Baltimore ball here, and the Colts have it. And again, that'll be 11-43 because of the interception. I got to remember to do that. 11-43, and yep, they'll cash in with a short field, and a 36 is not a TD pass. And the extra point, 11-65. Oh, no, it's no good. The 66. It's out of the range, so they will miss the extra point. And the extra point is no good. And so that'll be a 27-3 lead at the end of 3. So they will get 13 points here. And they will lead this 27-3. Yeah, you like the extra point misses. It's 70s football. It really is. All right, Boston, I think they're out of it now. They don't have enough possessions to do anything here. And they're going to turn it over anyway, and a 14 is going to be a punt. So Boston will punt this away. Again, and an 11 is a punt return. Nope. So Baltimore ball. Here in the fourth quarter, just kind of running out the clock if they can. A 36 and a 12. They will fumble, though. Here's a chance for Boston. So a fumble, and that's going to put Boston in good field position with 2 drives left. They cannot return the fumble, so it's going to be 11-32 after the fumble. 11-32. Is this Unitas? It's not quite Burt Jones yet, right? And they will score. Boston will score, and the 21 is a TD run. All right, so Boston scores on the TD run. And the extra point, ones is good. And the extra point is good. All righty, so Boston's on the board here with a couple of points, 27-10, trying to make it respectable. So they will actually get the kickoff now. So a kickoff return of 11. Nope. So Baltimore just gets the ball. They will score on the 21 and a 55. It's another TD pass. Is that Johnny U? So now they are crushing Boston. The extra point, 11-65, is good. All right, so that's going to bring it up to 34-10. And Boston's last possession here. They will not score a 46, and that's intercepted. So the long pass by Cap is intercepted. 11-15, and they can return this. And no, they do not. And that will end our game. So here in the fourth quarter, they pick up 7, right? So that's going to be, so they had 27, and they add 7 of that. That gives them 34. Patriots pick up 7 to give them 10, and that's our final. And they move to 0-3. So let's do a quick recap of what we just played today. We played the first 3 games of the season. All righty. Now, let me go to the website here. And so in this game here, the final score was actually Boston 27 and Miami 14. So this was actually a win for Boston, but in my replay, they lose 31-14. Okay. Against the Jets, high-scoring game, and they lost this one in real life 31-21. And here they lost 20-10. 8-7. And then in the game here against the Colts, this was a low-scoring game. This was the Colts 14 and the Patriots 6. And here the Colts won handily 34-10. And that's where we stand here. So we're 0-3. Kind of felt like we'd start off kind of 0-3. I think we're going to go winless. What? Why do I do this to myself, you say? Why do I do? I don't know. I'm not sure why I do this, but I do. But I do. So anyway, so that was fun. I like game-winning drive. Like I said, I like how these things look. I do. I printed out some score sheets. I just put some logos on them today to kind of have some fun. But that is that. All righty. I got to get ready for work. I got to get ready to go to a cold rink. Fun times here. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I got to show off my new green mat. Again, let me show you my new green mat. So again, this is my new green mat. It's a little brighter than what I had. It's still wrinkled from the riding in the truck. I'm going to fix that a little bit. But anyway, so that's my green mat here, so I can put my score sheets on, I can roll my dice, and have some fun with you guys here. So anyway, so that is that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Who knows, maybe I'll see you tonight after work. Let's see how cold I am. You know what I mean? It gets cold at that rink, and I've been freezing coming home at night. So it's 34 right now, which is a lot better than 8. So anyway, so I want to say thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch up with you guys later. Bye-bye.